The best advice that somebody ever gave me, be you and the rest will follow. The worst advice that somebody ever gave me was be low key. Fuck that. Fuck that.
When I was 10, I used to swim in my shirt. I don't swim in my shirt no more.
My name's Asha Imuno. I'm a rapper, producer, multidisciplinary artist. I first got into music just through a musical family. I had a super musical background my entire life. My mom's was always playing R&B, and my grandmother was like playing piano in a bunch of different churches. Middle school, I was in jazz band, marching band, and stuff like that. Up to the point that I realized that I just love to produce. I just love music generally. I was just making beats every day, constantly, morning, night. I couldn't get anybody to rap on my beats, so I just started rapping. I'm originally from Moreno Valley, California. It's important to represent where you're from when it's not super well known. Kids where I'm from are really creative and just don't have the resources to do a lot of the things that I've done since I moved out here. Bringing it back is like really important to me. I'm really influenced by Pharrell as a producer, Kendrick Lamar, people I look up to like Isaiah Rashad, Brandy, and the Isley Brothers. Super influenced by Earth, Wind & Fire. Maurice White from Earth, Wind & Fire is like my grandfather's third cousin or some shit like that. So that's always been like ingrained in me. The process is really visceral for me. Sometimes I'm like walking into Trader Joe's and a random like line will come to my mind and I'll just write it down. Other times I'm in the studio with like some of my closest friends or my closest collaborators and something will just come about. But I try to come from a different angle every song, or just every time I sit down to work. It can come from the least expected place, but it's always somewhere that's rooted in reality and my real feelings.
Zigzagging, running for cover in my brand new jacket. Ain't had it on me, don't know what happened. And wonder what if I meet light flashing, black sadness.
I could work on the same idea forever. It's easy to let something grow to a point of becoming unrecognizable from the moment of conception. So it's kind of a practice of restraint. When it feels like the intention is met, I just take my hands off.
Says she only want me from behind, but she get bold by November time.
I make music for people who exist at intersections, culturally, socially. I want the music to comfort people who feel misunderstood, but also like, I just want to make people move in the process. Unlimited budget, my dream project would probably be something that expands into underrepresented communities. Something to enrich the community. You know, where I'm from, there's not very many opportunities for people to be creative at the highest levels. I was in high school, I had to be a junior. I was whipping this fire white Accord at the time. I was giving one of my homies a ride home from school. People at school knew I made music and stuff like that, but I wasn't very outward about it. And I played him something that I was working on that ended up being Big Words off my album Good News. He became like kind of emotional, and it was cool because for one, that's not a super emotional song. He was just like tripping off the fact that we've been boys and like he knows me and like he can feel the words that I'm saying in the music, and it was just really reassuring and motivating, definitely. My favorite lyric that I've written on my song Lately, at the end of the song we did this crazy like Tupac beat switch. I said, before it's said and done, that karma call my phone and tattoo on my family. I should hit the gas, I'm swerving down the Ave. Dalmatians roll right past us, that's just how we live. Hope I'm the kind they don't forget, hope I'm the kind they'll forgive. I've been trying to make amends. That's probably my favorite thing I've ever written.
Before it's said and done, that karma call my phone. I'm tatted on my family, bought about my home, remind them what it is. Pray to God, don't forget.
You know, they're like, oh, gun to your head, you have to rap an entire, it's Sing About Me. And Dying of Thirst, I could do both, definitely.